Welcome back to another video, and I finally decided to do my review on these Klipsch RB-81 Mark IIs. Let's talk about it. So I've owned these speakers probably about going on 4 months now, and I've been using them on and off, swapping out other speakers, listening to different speaker A/B comparisons and different stuff like that, and it's kind of giving me an idea of where these sit and what they can do, kind of I guess what their strengths and weaknesses, what you want them for and what you don't want them for. Let's just talk about that, and then later we're going to go a little bit more into how they sound, specs, all that. So let's get into it, guys. Okay, I'm going to start off with their strengths, what they're good at. These guys right here, beautifully driven by my Rotel A12. And let's just say these are some clean sounding speakers. A lot of people will be like, they see those big old horns and they're thinking, oh Lord have mercy, what are them things going to do? Well, let me tell you now, these guys right here are not that bad. They're not going to sit there and, shoot freaking tweeter bullets into your ears, okay? It's not happening. They actually sound pretty decent with their treble, but as far as bass goes, okay, let me explain. So, these do need breaking in, big time. And I've seen people recommend anywhere up to 200 hours of break-in. And I'm just going to say they're right, because every time I listen to these, they sound better and better and better. The bass increases daily. The tweeters, silky smooth. The low end keeps getting a little bit lower each day. Now, when I say low end, I'm not talking about, shaking your walls or your house or anything, but you can kind of feel it in your chest a little bit, kind of get the bass presence, if that makes sense. They do have 8-inch woofers, both of them, and it makes my RC62 Series 2 woofers look small, which are 6.5 by comparison. But another thing I'm going to have to say about these is imaging is beautiful. I've got these probably sitting, I'm not really sure how far apart, probably like 4-5 feet apart, because I don't really have much more room, but for where they're at, y'all, it's beautiful. I enjoy it. It makes me happy. And if you're not into home audio, I can understand that. But if you are, and you're hating on what other people's got, and you're sitting there saying, oh, that's not cool, or oh, I don't like that, and they're sitting there, oh, this is my pride and joy, this is what makes me happy, and you're sitting there hating on that, who are you to say something like that? Who are you to be hating on people? Well, people enjoy what they got and like it. Home theater is about enjoying this experience, not sitting there, critiquing and making fun of. Okay, now let me get off this rant. Okay, we're back. Okay, Klipsch speakers. I love my Klipsch speakers. Okay, let's see. 8-inch copper spun cerametallic woofers. 1-inch horn-loaded tweeter. Tractics horn-loaded tweeter. Hi, guy. How you doing? You all right in there? Okay. See, as you can see here, it does have your 5-way binding posts, but I currently have them banana plugged, so you can see the jumpers are still there because they're not bi-amps, but they are bi-ampable or bi-wireable. As you can see by this big old hole in the front, they are front ported, so you can stick them as close to the wall as you want to without having any bass added, I guess you could say. And if you want to pull them out further into your room, I guess you could, but personally I like sticking them closer to the wall since they've got that front port. Very clean sounding speakers. A lot of people have experience with saying that Klipsch is, fatiguing, but I don't believe all of their models are. I think some of the newer ones are, but personally I feel like the older ones are a little bit more laid back. Now these do not have, the rubber, I guess, baffle around the tweeter area like some of the newer Klipsch does, but they're still not really fatiguing, and I feel like these are not necessarily treble heavy. They're bright, yes, and they're detailed. That's my best way of saying it. Bright and detailed. A BMW 606 Series 2 is, I would say, detailed. I wouldn't call it bright. I feel like there's a difference between detailed and bright. And I feel like these Klipsch here are both, detailed and bright. versus the BMW 606 S2s. I feel like they're more detailed and less bright. Just getting that out of the way. But these are very, very large bookshelf speakers. They're not your average bookshelf speaker. They're insanely ginormous. And they look dang good, too. Now, let me show you all the grills. They're magnetic. Hang on. Grills on. Still looks sleek. Still is nice. I like the way they did this. It's very, very nice. Love the grills. And they're all magnetic, too. Let me demonstrate real quick. Show you what I mean. So you just kind of pull out like that. And I just kind of drop it a little bit. There you go. So watch this. Show you how easy it snaps on. Boom. Just like that. And it's not coming off. You can try to make it come off if you want to, but it's only coming off if you want to, okay? It's only coming off if you need it to. Same with this one. Magnetic. I do like the material on these. It's very soft. It's like a, it's hard to describe what it looks like, but it looks like a much nicer fabric than you see on regular grills. Alright, enough of looking at them. Let's talk about the specs. What they get to. And all that stuff, so. Okay, let me refresh myself because it's been a minute since I've looked at their specs. Okay, so they go from 44 hertz all the way up to 24,000. And I feel like it gets all the way up to 24,000 and gets all the way down to 44. Now, personally, I feel like these go a little bit lower than that in my area. I feel like they probably go down to 40. That's kind of where they drop off for me, is around 38, 40. Which isn't bad. They both weigh 27 pounds each. 27.5 pounds. I forgot to mention that. I said they were big, but I didn't say how much they weighed. Anyways. My overall thoughts on these. Let's talk about bass, mid-bass, treble, and I already talked about imaging, so let's go ahead and talk about bass. Now, as far as bass goes, like I said, you'll feel it in your chest, but it's not going to shake your walls and, well, okay, it might shake your walls a little bit, I lied. I had to think about that. I'm like, wait a minute, I was sitting there the other night, and yeah, it was shaking the walls. But it's not going to shake them like a subwoofer will. Just enough to feel it a little bit and say, okay. Now, I don't recommend, hardcore bass through these. Because I feel like, you don't want to do that to a bookshelf. But these can handle bass just fine. Like a movie scene I was watching with these, I was watching Iron Man. And one of my favorite scenes is the Jericho missile. And when the Jericho missile freaking, exploded and everything, these things just went... And I was just like, oh. They move. These move a lot. Surprised me, to be honest. And these also do come in two finishes as well, black ash and then a cherry finish. But I opted for the black ash because if I had cherry, I'd have to have a cherry sub and cherry everything, and I'm just like, it's too hard to find cherry everything these days, so I'm just gonna stick to black ash. It's a lot easier to match with my other speakers anyway, except for my BMWs because they're freaking, I think oak finish or whatever they are. I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, guys, as far as the mid-range goes, very smooth sounding vocals through these things, very clean and clear. They have vocals have a depth to them. Like, it sometimes scares me. I'll be sitting there and I'll feel like somebody else is in the room. And like I said, as far as treble goes, I would not call these harsh at all. And I would not call them fatiguing. You just have to pair them to the right receiver, give them enough juice, and I think you'll be fairly surprised with what these things can do. Not fatiguing or harsh, like I said. But yeah, guys, that was the Klipsch RB-82 Mark II review. And I've been holding that off forever because I just keep loving these speakers every time I listen to them, more than the time before. It's like, please stop improving so I can put out a review on you. Ugh. Because the other day I was using this system, of course, and I had the subwoofer hooked in, but I had it turned off and I didn't realize it. And let's just say I didn't even know. I was sitting there jamming out, just feeling the bass, and I'm just like, dang, that sub slams. And I look over, I'm like, wait a minute, the red light. Oh, it's not even on right now. And then I realized that was in 2-channel only, so. These will put out some low end. You'll feel it in your chest through different songs and movies. Oh, but yeah, these, I'm glad I got these, y'all. Klipsch RB-81 Mark IIs. As always, thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Please stay tuned for future updates and reviews, as there will be more coming. And thanks for watching.